Yeah, there was a giant pyramid heading towards you, and on it were some skeletons, and they were putting bits of the pyramid into these like big catapult-looking things, and it was tossing those at your ship.
Cool.
The way that this works is pretty similar to regular combat, except your ship has an AC of 15. Your current HP for your ship is 290 out of 300.
Are you going to keep track of that?
Yeah, I can do that. If you also want to keep track of it, that's fine. There's a thing called a damage threshold. So if the other party or the attacking party doesn't do higher than that amount of damage, then you take no damage.
Okay, lit. Okay.
But if your HP drop below half, that threshold is then lowered to 10. And then if it's below 25%, it's lowered to 5. And then obviously 0, your ship breaks apart and you're kind of stranded.
And then what?
Cross a bridge if you get to it. And so the way that the turns will work is basically once all of the crew have taken a turn on whatever ship, that's that ship's one turn. So obviously a bigger ship is slower to move because a bigger ship needs more people to operate it, or usually would have more people on it. It's slower. So basically the smaller ship can, do more things. So they had just thrown these rocks at you, and somebody had used a shield, so that negated a certain amount of damage, which made it so that the leftover damage was below 15, so that did nothing. They all went, so that was their turn. So you have all of your turns. If you want, you can take them in whatever order you want. People can also just skip their turn.
I'm guessing the ship has weapons.
What ship?
The ship that we're on.
One that we know of.
Oh yes, true.
You also yourself have whatever is available to you as well.
Okay, but just to get oriented, we are in a big ship in the sky.
In a phlogiston flow in space.
Okay, and we see some people throwing rocks at us.
Yeah, it's a pyramid that's it's catapulting essentially. Big rocks.
So this is another ship?
Potentially. It looks like a giant pyramid.
Okay. And
I will add another detail is that you noticed once you were close, I mean, it was almost immediate, but there's a slight distinction. When you were close to the ship, within a mile, your ship slowed down because you were going pretty fast.
How big is the pyramid ship?
It looks like it's about maybe 6 stories tall.
How big is our ship?
3.
Okay, so we're tinier. I'm guessing we established that I have to stay focused on the throne or sitting on the throne to pilot the ship.
To move it around, yeah.
All right, y'all, it's your time to shine. I can't really help you. I'm piloting this ship.
You can do things from sitting in the throne. You just wouldn't. You can't take any movement essentially.
What can I do? Talk. I can talk, but I can't move. Right?
You can't move out of you you just wouldn't be able to also move the ship.
Can I put it on autopilot and have it go straight?
No. So you did try seeing if the ship would careen forward before, and it over time slowed down pretty quickly, basically because the phlogiston was slowing it down. You know that there is a pedestal that somebody touched before and put magic into, and the laser thing did a thing.
But nothing around me in my reach.
No, it was just the chair. I mean, there's some papers strewn about. You could maybe crumple one of those up.
I'll say, all right, crew, get to work. I don't know what they want from us, but they don't seem very friendly.
Do we know if the laser rotates, or is it just front facing?
The only time it's been activated was front facing.
I'll also say we do have shields as well, so
yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. I think that big beam thing only shoots forward, so you'd have to swing us around.
Okay, I'll start doing that, swinging us around so that where I approximately remember the beam coming out of is facing the pyramid.
Sorry, there's one other thing about movement. You are facing the pyramid.
Oh, cool.
You wouldn't really need to turn, but the number of crew divided by the speed is how many individuals' turns it takes to rotate a complete 180. So with the number of people on the ship, you can basically turn 90 degrees per ship turn.
Okay, but I don't need to turn at this point.
No, but just for future reference.
Okay.
So you're trying to...
Shields. What I was doing.
Okay.
Getting them activated.
I have here that the plates, because I believe y'all placed them somewhere, but if you want to specify now. I had them as in the ceiling, the front, the left, and the right. I don't know if you want to change that, but that's what I had put down just as a default. So the open parts that don't have shielding are the bottom and the back.
So like one of the missing ones is just something we don't have.
Yeah.
Both of the missing ones are just shields. Okay, sorry. Okay, cool. So we are protected now?
2/3 of the way.
Mostly protected.
I mean, it's good because you're facing this pyramid and they're kind of attacking from slightly higher up.
So magic should shoot the laser, yeah. I don't got any.
Can we ask Roxanne too?
She says, I can give it a try. And she goes over there and she puts her hand on it. But then she says, I have to be attuned to something that works with this.
What was the laser boy?
I don't remember. What was that?
Din.
Shizena's like, who was that?
Poop hands McGee.
Wait. Did we kept that though, right?
It was in the ship the last time, yeah.
Do we know where that is?
It's in the ship, in the front.
I'll go find that. Or try to.
It's on the outside.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember you guys had to go outside to the front and then like push it in.
I don't remember. That's okay.
Can I scale the outside of the ship?
You can try.
Well, is it sheer? Is it grabbable? What does it look like?
It's mostly sheer.
Would it be a really bad idea to try to climb on the outside of it?
It has a gravitational pull, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Inside?
It does. It has its own gravitational pull, but it's not spherical. It's kind of like the asteroid. You do remember that Roxanne had said that they're supposed to be like works on like a plane, but she didn't experience the other, like the flipped part of it anywhere on the inside of the ship.
So you could theoretically just fall off, probably.
Right.
Well, you're the dexterous one.
Yeah, but there's nothing to grab. It might be a really bad idea. I don't want to die. I could tie a rope to the top of the ship and like lower myself down.
I mean, you could. I don't know how long the ship is. If there's anything to anchor to.
Somebody could hold the other end of the rope.
Don't let go.
I can try to hold it, but I got -1 strength, so.
Can I check out the sides of the ship and like roll for perception if I think I'd be able to climb it?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to see that it's like a very slippery, like metal surface.
So probably a bad idea.
Then maybe we have to be the weapons.
Can I go get on top of the ship and just like check it out?
How are you getting up?
Was there not like a door on the top that I can get out through from the inside?
There's only one door, and it's on the port side, and it's like the big like metal hatch. Essentially.
Can I just go stand out there and see if I can climb up to the top in a safe zone where I won't fall and die if I fall?
If you open up the hatch, it'll essentially be sticking out, so you could try like from
That's what I was
in front
thinking.
of the hatch. Yeah.
I do that. I'm going to go to the door and pop it open.
Okay. It is open.
I'm going to look up and see if there's anything that I can grab.
It just seems like a sheer metal facing.
How tall is it?
The doorway is about 10 feet. So, and then above that, it's about from where you're standing, 50 feet to the top from where you are.
It's a lot of feet. Is there anything still like connected to the sides of it, like scaffolding or anything like that, or did that all fall off when we flew away?
Yeah, that all kind of fell off when you flew away.
Does the bit above me look like low enough that I can jump up and at least try to grab it?
Yeah, you could probably. Yeah,
I'm gonna attempt that and see what happens.
All right, so you manage to jump up, but when you go to grab, you kind of like slip, but you're not off the ship. You just like land normal. But it seems like this is a pretty slippery surface.
Can I try jumping up again and trying to stab my sword into the side of it?
Yep. Yeah, you managed to jump up that high. It's stuck in about like an inch.
Am I hanging from it?
Yeah.
Can I try to pull myself up on top of it and stand on it?
Yeah, you could probably do that pretty easily. So you're on the sword now.
I'm just gonna, because I can definitely roll better than that. I'm just gonna attempt to climb it again from here, from this position.
It's still like a flat. It's like it goes up like vertically. It's not like sloped. So it'd be just as difficult as the first time, but without the sword. Yeah, you actually managed to somehow like with all of your strength kind of like a grip onto like all over this like flat surface is they're like metal panels of Electrum basically, and it's like maybe like 1 or 2 millimeters that's like sticking out and you're like just hanging on.
Okay. How far up can I get?
So you're about halfway right now.
Can I try to recall my sword from this position?
Yeah, there's no restriction on like having your hand free, but it will go towards your hand.
Gonna do that. And I'm going to use a charge to make sure that it does what I want it to, which is just fly directly to my hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to stab it into the side of the ship again.
Okay. It's in there. This time you kind of got a hold of like how hard you need to hit this thing. So it's in there like maybe like 2 inches now. So it's a little more sturdy, it seems.
I'm going to try to keep climbing up then from this position.
Okay. You like try to grip on like a panel the same way you did before, but then you slip.
That'd be a better way.
So that's going to be all of the turns for the ship. So you said you're not moving the ship. Why?
No, not if we're facing them.
This thing is called a mangonel, the type of weapon. Yeah, so Arrow, as you're climbing up this thing, you see like a huge boulder. So you see it coming towards the ship, and then it kind of like bounces off the shield. You see it kind of like vibrate and light up like a light blue for like a half a second.
A large bead of sweat rolls down my forehead.
Oh, there's still 2 more attacks though. Yeah, you see like a few boulders like heading towards the ship. A few of them fly by the ship. From the inside, y'all see Arrow's sword like at first like pokes through just a tiny bit, and then like a couple inches more, and then up further like 3 inches.
What's she trying to get to?
Who knows?
I have 2 daggers. Can I try using them as like mountain climby thingies to climb up and make it easier?
Pythons, yeah.
I'll stand on top of the sword where it's stabbed then and pull the daggers out and try to use those to climb.
That hits. So it goes, that first one goes in. So you're up, we'll say another 5 feet. So you got about 15 feet to go.
I'm going to just keep going.
You see further up, you see a small like dagger poke through the ship. Just like maybe like an inch goes through because it is still kind of thick. Yeah, and then like 5 feet up from that, you see another.
Better work, because I'm going to run out of combat superiority dice by the time this is over.
For all we know, this is a quarter of your journey.
Both of those go in. So you're up another 10 feet. So you got 5 feet left. So you only really need one of these to succeed.
Do a ball.
Just miss it. You like go to stab in and it kind of like slips because you get hit it at like a weird angle. And that one goes in. So you're able to get on top of the ship now. So you're up there. It's a pretty gradual slope to the front. So you feel like you could probably walk down it.
Oh, really? I don't feel like I'm going to fall and die on the front of the ship?
Once you get to the front, it's a little bit steeper, but you could probably get there.
Can I bring my sword? I'll use a charge again to make it come straight to my hand. How far down is it? Do I have enough rope that I could drop a rope down and get close?
40, yeah, you could do that. And you'd be like just at the front with the rope.
Okay, I'm going to look around first and see if there's anything that I can tie the rope to.
There is not.
Then I'm going to stab my sword into the front. Oh, nat 20. Look at that.
Nice. Yeah, so it goes all the way down to the hilt. So you guys see like half of Arrow's sword go through the ceiling.
And then I'm going to tie the rope to that.
Okay.
If I feel that it's secure. And just hold on to the rope just in case for a little extra security as I go down.
Yeah, so you're kind of walking down this thing. It seems pretty easy. I'm not going to make you roll for this. You got the rope. You know, it's easy to tie off a rope. Yeah, so you people inside the ship, anybody who's like near the front half of the ship, you see Arrow like walking on top of the ship to the front.
Can they see me like through the front window?
Yeah.
I wave.
I wave too.
So if you're holding onto the rope, you're at the front, and the gem is, if you're looking over the edge, it would be down and like in a little bit. Are you reaching for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to like flip down so that you're like dangling. But then when you think that you are dangling down this way, you are kind of pulled to the under surface of the ship, and you're like laying on your belly essentially, and the gem is right in front of you. Do you feel like you're being like pushed up?
Oh, like the gravity's upside down now?
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel like it would be safe to let go of the rope?
Yeah.
I'm going to let go of the rope.
Okay. It's kind of like just like in front of you.
And I'm still stuck to the bottom of the ship?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
And grab the little thingy.
You grab the maze-shaped gem from the front. But then when you go to pull it out, you kind of like pulled off balance a little bit, and you fall up over the edge. But then you slam back down onto the front of the ship.
It's weird. That's probably disorienting. Okay, I'm gonna try to scale back up then.
Okay. Yeah, you have the rope, so it's pretty easy.
When I get to the top, I'll take my sword and the rope and put it back in my inventory.
So you get to the top, but you don't pull the sword out yet. The other ship is moving closer. Looks like they're about 200 feet away now. So your ship is taking damage as one of these really big rocks kind of like breaks apart on the shield, but then some of the pieces get through. The ship kind of like rocks back and forth. The helmsman is considered secured. If you are knocked prone, if you critically fail and you're outside on top or below the ship, depending on the gravity plane, you are thrown overboard.
Like if I rolled a nat 1, I'd just be dead.
Out in space.
Well, you'd just be floating, yeah.
Out in the flagellum.
Do you float in the Flumlin Jamlin, or do you just...
Phlogiston?
Yeah, you don't know, but you could try it out if you want to jump off the ship.
I'll check a coin and just watch it, see what happens.
Yeah, so, the coin falls down off the side, but then you see it kind of just like, it slows down, and then it kind of just floats.
Weird. I'm going to make my way to the back of the ship again and try to get back down.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to stand back up.
I don't get anything. I'm feeling pretty useless at the moment.
So they're not in range of me casting any spells or anything.
I know. I'm thinking if we can outrun the ship.
You have nothing to kind of go off of that. I mean, it's moving pretty slowly towards you, but you know that your ship slowed down when encountering this ship.
Arrow's still outside the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wait until she gets back in to do anything.
I'm going to look down, and does it look like I'll die if I just try to jump down?
It's 50 feet, so you don't think you die, but you think that it might hurt a little bit.
Do I think that I could try to slide down the side, potentially stab my sword into the side as I'm going halfway down and dangle and then drop?
It's possible to minimize your damage doing it this way, but you could still potentially take some fall damage since there's like a 10-foot drop where there's no wall essentially for you to slow yourself down at the end.
I'm going to try to grip and slide then.
You manage to slow your descent a little bit, but you take damage when you hit the platform.
I'm going to say ow. I hit the ground.
Everybody hears a metallic thud as Arrow lands back down.
All right, I'll go back inside the ship and close the door. Then I'll run over and be like, got it.
Roxanne will say, oh, that's going to take a little bit of time, though.
Well, better get on it.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we'll need a good hour to do that.
She says, you didn't want me to do that, right? Or do you?
I mean, do you want to?
Not really.
Well, somebody has to. Maybe Shizetto?
You could have told me that before I climbed up the side of the ship and almost died, Wyatt.
I forgot, but we still need it. But now we don't have any way of attacking back, so...
Do you plan on slowing us down to a dead stop anytime soon?
I mean, maybe, you never know. If you want to give it to me, that's fine. I'm just saying, if anyone doesn't have anything, then they should go to them.
I'm on one of the shields, but
Same.
I can try.
Yeah, Wyatt, have you been moving the ship forward? Because I had you as stopped.
No, I haven't been moving it forward. I wouldn't go closer to the ship. If anything, I would be maintaining distance between the ship, if possible, the pyramid ship and us.
If you were doing that, then it seems like you're moving at about the same speed.
Cool.
So the pyramid didn't get closer then.
So now that Wyatt realizes we have no way of attacking them, team, what do you think? Should we get closer, or should we try and run? I don't know if what we have here in terms of weapons can really take down a ship. Well,
you also know that you've been moving backwards and they've been moving forward towards you, and you've been maintaining the same distance.
We can just keep backing up for an hour.
Right, but they're getting through. Yeah. So I'm going to try and go faster and try and escape. Does anybody object to that?
No.
Cool. Okay, I am going to floor it again.
Yeah, it seems like the speed that you were going backwards is the maximum speed.
We could try boarding them.
I mean, we're like 5 people. They probably have a whole crew.
How do you know? I don't know that.
I mean, I don't know that either, but they do have... How many skeletons did I see?
4.
4 skeletons. Are the skeletons, on the outside of the ship? Is that
Yeah, they're on some sort of a walkway on the outside.
Okay.
Well, we gotta do something. We can't just keep backing up and getting fired on forever.
You think those skeletons look pretty weak? You remember fighting a few skeletons and almost one-hitting them, so you're like, maybe we could take them on.
Hey, ship ghost.
You're like, yes, what?
Do you know what this component does? I'll hold up the bit I grabbed.
Unknown.
You're so helpful.
You're welcome.
Can you Can you like look at it and maybe figure it out?
I don't have eyes, but I can see it.
Okay. Cool. Do you know if the ship has any weapons on it?
You're holding a sword.
No, I mean the ship itself. Does the ship have a weapon built into it, like a cannon or something?
Unlikely. No cannons visible.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I want to like you so bad, but I just don't.
I want you to like me too.
Oh.
We're gonna board them or what?
I mean, y'all can. I'm not really a up in their face person.
I took a little damage, but I'm still good to go.
You're not fine.
So my magic also seems to work as well out here.
We have 2 people, and maybe I can shoot some stuff from where I am. Who knows? Maybe we should try it. I mean, I guess it's worth it, right? I'm gonna slow the ship down and see what happens. I do that.
Pyramid gets closer.
Okay.
Is there like any doors or any windows or anything like that on it? Does it look like a ship?
Well, it looks like a pyramid. There is.
But didn't you say not Egyptian?
No, that was that was Gilgamesh's palace. It has like little portholes where they're behind the catapult things that they're shooting from, and then on one side you do see an opening, 40 feet wide, 20 feet high. It's sort of towards the middle.
So that's probably where we'd want to go in.
Yeah, I'll also ask, how close do y'all think we need to get? Within 10 feet?
Close enough that we could jump across from the door.
How far can y'all reliably jump?
I mean, I'm pretty good, but...
Not very good, but I would probably stay on the ship.
How do you calculate jump distance again?
Long jump. You cover a number of feet up to your strength score, not your modifier, your score. If you move at least 10 feet before the jump.
I can jump roughly 8 feet.
13.
Hey,
18.
what's the safest distance I think I can get to the ship? What's
0.
the closest? Oh, you without crashing into it. Do I think I could reliably get within 5 feet of the ship?
Well, you have the same, it seems like you have the same movement speed. So potentially you could kind of like,
Go 1 mile an
throttle
hour
it.
faster.
Right, yeah. So
Or
that
slower.
way, yeah.
Whatever.
So that way you slowly move in if you wanted to do it that way. Or you could see how close the pyramid gets before hitting you.
Is the anchor tethered now? Like,
Yes.
is it on a chain?
Mm-hmm.
We could weigh anchor and just slide down the chain.
I mean, yeah, that could work.
Do you think Ship Ghost can keep the ship moving at this speed while we come? If you want to come help us, Wyatt, because
I don't think the ship ghost is like an auto, because I asked if there's like an autopilot to the ship.
I think part of the problem is since they're bigger than us, we're getting pulled into their gravity and it's slowing us down. So it'll just, I assume, we'll just get basically stuck together for all up on top of each other.
so it's just going to be me and Shizano going in there to fight things.
That's fine.
I mean, if we're nearby, I can help. But like, I have a wooden stick with my crystal ball attached to the top that I could swing at something, and it's not really very helpful.
Right. I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, so like getting on top of skeletons, no, but like near enough to skeletons to do magic, maybe. But my magic also doesn't seem to work as well here.
Abby, you want to try my crossbows?
Probably not.
I'll say, all right, you're lost.
What about you, Roxanne? Can you fight?
She says, I can try.
Okay.
I'll say, all right, well, I am going to try and get close then, and hopefully don't crash. So I'm going to, you're throwing the anchor over. We've decided that, right?
Oh, is that what you're doing? You have to go down.
I mean, I thought it was a good idea.
Well, I assume get over them away anchor as hard as we possibly can to try to deal some damage as it hits into them and then slide down the rope.
So I'll try and get as close as possible, and then y'all are going to have to weigh anchor.
And as we're flying over, I'm going to move the shield from the top of our ship to the bottom.
Okay. So as you get closer, the skeletons can't really get a good angle on you, and it seems like they're missing all of the chunks of rock that they're throwing at you. And you get pretty close. It seems like, Shizana, when you increase the weight of the anchor, essentially, it drops down. Before Wyatt is close enough, it kind of like flops onto the belly of the ship. So you kind of see it go down and then kind of come back to the ship. But then when Wyatt gets close enough, like within 10 feet of the ship, it then drops down. So you think maybe it's about 10 feet away from the ship is like the ship's gravity field. It doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage, but it seems like the anchor is pretty well stuck into the top of this pyramid.
I'm gonna climb down it then, I guess.
All right, be safe, everyone.
All right, what's the middle Twilight's accent?
Who's going first?
I think I'm here, so I probably should.
So you're on like the side of the pyramid face. Arrow, Shizeno is below you. I don't know if you want to go down while she's still like at the bottom of the anchor.
I'll wait until she gets her footing, and then I'll come on down after her.
So it's basically at a wait, no, it's not 45. It's 38.7 degrees angle. So it's pretty steep.
I'm gonna shout down. Hey, how's the gravities down there?
51.5 degrees.
Yeah, we said we were anchoring near like an opening.
Oh well, you didn't do that.
There is an opening.
There's an opening, but it's on the side of it. It's not on the it's on the side, but like lower down towards the wider part.
How climbable does this look?
So.
Is it as slippery as our ship?
No. There's like rocks. It's a pyramid, so there's like rocks and stuff. So
that should be easier.
But it does look like it's in like disrepair.
Gravities.
I don't know what you're asking me. I don't even know if I understand the concept of gravity.
They talked about the gravity earlier, and what's her face talked about gravity.
What about it though?
Is it pulling you down, or do you
gravity
walk
go
around
down? I don't know what else you know other than that.
Well, when I was under the ship, I could stand upside down, so I just want to know if you can stand on it or not.
I can't.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to climb towards the hole.
Okay. You know that between you and the hole is one of the openings that the skeleton's catapulting is at.
Oh, well, if there's a separate opening, I'll aim for that first.
30 feet away. So you could get there in like 2 turns.
Rather than sitting here.
You see Shizeno slip about 30 feet and land on the walkway that the skeleton was on, but not on the skeleton. Are you going down?
Asking if you're all right.
I'm fine. Wait, am I rolling damage at all?
No. Well, you like slid down the side of this.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I got down there in 1 turn.
Are you going down there, Arrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there.
All right. So you're at the anchor now.
So I'm just gonna slide down like Shizeno did.
Okay.
But intentionally.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to like deftly get down there.
I'm gonna be like, that was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm glad I thought of it.
You're smart.
It seems that you have landed next to a skeleton, though.
A skilly boy.
Shizeno's turn.
You may as well just knock him off it, I guess. It's within 10 feet of me, right? Yeah, I'll just stay where I am. Oh, boy.
That does not hit.
I'll use my extra attack to go again, then.
It just barely misses. It like scrapes against the metal scraps of their armor.
Oh, it's armored.
It's just like rusty pieces of metal, though.
I'm going to ignore that fact. Yes, Kadama's going to try to poke at it.
That does not hit. Kadama's used to poking things that have eyeballs.
Right.
Arrow's turn.
Can I reach him?
The walkway is skinny, but there's enough room if you crawl through Shizeno's legs.
I do that. Am I in front of Shizeno now?
Yeah.
Okay, can I attack him?
Yep, that hits.
Do I get sneak attack damage from standing next to Shizeno?
Yeah. How do you want to kill it?
I want to knock its head off.
Okay, yeah, you knock its head off and it's sort of tumbling outwards and then falling down, but then it kind of just stops and starts floating next to the pyramid.
Cool.
And that's why they need the big weapons. Compensating.
All right.
So you see an opening in the side of this pyramid where the catapult was kind of poking through.
Does it look like I can crawl through?
Yeah, it seems like you could shimmy by this pretty easily.
Yeah.
So you're on this walkway that does not have any rails. And to the left of you, you see a skeleton. And to the right of you, you see 2 skeletons. It looks like you are on an upper weapons deck because as you see over the railing, it looks like there is another walkway where there's a whole bunch of broken catapults and crossbows, just other dilapidated weapons that would normally be poking out the side of this pyramid.
Crumb.
And then on that main weapons deck, you see that this pyramid is actually hollowed out. And in the center is another smaller pyramid. And atop that pyramid, a throne with some sort of very old, decrepit, looks like an undead, with a some sort of fancy hat. And they are sided by 2 shadowy, misty figures. And then between them and the stairs that lead up to you are 4 zombies.
Does the hat man see me?
Yeah, he's kind of turned and like looking at you.
I'll go to him. Hey, don't mind me.
When you say that, the zombies downstairs, they kind of turn and start making their way to the stairs that lead up to you.
After I see them go inside, can I ask, Wyatt, can you try to move the ship down? Like put the anchor in that opening so I can try to follow them?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
So you go to try to do this and move the ship, but it seems like the ship is kind of stuck by the anchor.
Wait, so I can't pick the anchor up again?
That's Shizenu's job.
You could like rotate the ship a certain way so that you would be able to align your hatch with the opening and the side of the pyramid if you wanted, but it would take about 4 turns to do that.
Well, I can angle the opening towards the opening of the other ship if you want, but unfortunately I can't unanchor the anchor. Bro.
I mean, maybe. If the door were to be opened right now, how hard would it be for me to jump down from here?
It would be pretty easy to jump down, but it would be a lot further away than just going down the anchor. You know that the anchor is about 10 feet up, and from the hatch down is maybe double that.
Gotcha. So I guess I'll go down anchor side.
Yeah, so you make it down the anchor pretty easily, but you'll have to scale the side of this pyramid to get down to the walkway that leads in.
I'm not even going to roll. I'm just going to use my 18 portent, so that's a 17 overall.
Yeah, so as you drop down here, you see Shizeno and Arrow to the left and right of you.
Yeah, and then I will follow them in.
I wave.
I'm
Hey.
assuming I'm also rolling for initiative.
So it is Abby's turn.
Where is the largest grouping of enemy?
Probably the 4 zombies down below.
Before I do anything, can I roll like insight or something on this weird old dude at the bottom?
Yeah, actually, it's going to be religion.
Figure out what's going on with them if they're not also a skeleton. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Noise.
Yeah, so in your studies, you've seen this symbol before on their hat. It is like almost like an ankh, but it's making a P shape. And you know that is the symbol of Ta. This person looks like they are some sort of pharaoh, and you can tell that they are definitely undead. Kind of assume that they are a mummy lord.
I knew the pyramids were spaceships.
Would I posit that they're sort of like a lich, or like these little boys are being controlled by Big Boy?
You would actually know that because of the status of this Pharaoh of Ta, these people are sort of obligated, even in the afterlife, to kind of obey their command, but they're not mind controlled. It's just sort of they feel a duty to this person.
Were the gods called Todd?
No.
Wait, can we go with that though?
Yeah, I'll say that, but there's a lot of like moaning and clattering happening, so you guys just mishear me.
Perfect. Now we all think that the god's name is Todd. Love it.
How far away is that smaller pyramid?
It's about 35 feet.
Way less than it needs to be. I'm going to cast Sickening Radiance around this guy. Dim greenish light spreads in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. Him. The light spreads around corners and lasts until the spell ends. 10 minutes concentration, so I have to remember that if I get hit. When it moves into the spell's area for the first time, or starts its turn there, so right now, it has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw. That succeeds. And nothing happens. It doesn't say or half as much. Great. Cool. I'm just going to try to stay behind these two.
So, Shizeno, there is 1 skeleton to your left coming down the walkway, and there are 2 skeletons on the right coming towards you.
I'll go towards the 2 then. I'm going to go at him with my Nagamaki. I want to stay 10 feet away, though.
Stab him.
Yee. I'll try to. That's a lot better than before.
That hits. This thing looks bloodied.
I was hoping to actually kill it, but that's fine. I'll attack it with my extra attack.
Are the bones all cracked up?
That hits. How do you want to kill this thing?
I can just smack it off the walkway so I can get the next one.
Yeah, so you smack it, and then you kind of whack it off to the side, and it crumbles down to the floor below.
Yeah. I only have the 2 attacks, but I'm in position. I just don't want anything getting over to Abby, because she gets slaughtered.
Arrow's turn.
Is there a different direction that I can go?
So immediately to your left is a skeleton coming towards you, but there is a little area in front of you that is wider than the walkway, where there are some stairs going down to the main weapons deck.
How many zombies are down below us?
There's 4.
Were the 2 shadowy things within a 30-foot radius sphere of the Mummy Lord?
Yep.
And they would also have to make Constitution saving throws.
Does a 4 pass.
No, that fails.
And it looks like they are going to be immune from being exhausted. Yeah, you hear them kind of squelch out in pain as this green dim light emanates from them.
Are the 2 shadowy things on the same floor as the zombies?
They are up a level, kind of like on a dais.
Does it look like I could jump down to where the zombies are from where I am?
Yeah, you could jump down. You might take a little bit of damage because it's about 30 feet up.
I was thinking about jumping, but I think I'm going to head upstairs. They lead towards the zombies, right?
Yep, they're down there.
I'll go down there.
So when you go down here, you can actually see a little bit better that on the sides of the pyramid, one in front of you has an alcove with a brazier in front of it. In that alcove, there is a pedestal, and on the pedestal, it looks like there are 2 wands. On the sides of this alcove, there are 2 skeletons sort of embedded in the pyramid, and they are like reaching out towards this pedestal. The other side that you can see, which is the side that goes up onto the throne, there's some stairs leading up to the throne. And those are the only 2 sides you can see from this angle.
Do the zombies look tough? How tough do the zombies look?
You feel like you could take on the zombies all by yourself.
All right. I'm gonna charge my sword up, and I'm gonna go after the first one.
That is? Yeah, so you cleave into this thing, and like chunks of it come out, and it seems like it's bloodied.
I'm going to use my extra attack to go again.
That is. This thing looks like it's on its last leg as you chop away a bunch of body parts. And it is the shadowy figure's turns.
At the start of their turns, they have to make con save passes.
So the one to the Pharaoh's left comes around the small pyramid, and that's going to be all of that's movement. And then the other one is going to come up close to Arrow and try to swipe at her.
Nope.
And the skeleton up top is going to try to swipe down with the sword at Shizeno.
It does not.
So when this thing swings its sword down and misses, it clangs on the stone floor. So the other skeleton right near Abby is going to try to swipe sideways at her.
No, just barely.
Yeah, so it seems like when it swipes, it's like just right in front of your eyes.
Perfect, great.
So all 3 of these zombies are going to basically just start pummeling Arrow.
This is awesome.
It is now the Mummy Lord's turn.
He's to make a Constitution saving throw. Passes.
He's just going to stare at you, Abby. You don't really upset him enough yet where he's going to do anything. So it is Abby's turn.
Cool. I'm not going anywhere closer to more things that can hurt me. So I will just move towards Shizeno and hope she deals with.
You are going to take an attack of opportunity on you, though, because of skeleton.
Not really much I can do about that.
Meanwhile, Roxanne asks Wyatt, what do you think they're doing down there?
You know, I'm not real sure. I would say to Roxanne, you think we should check on them? You think the ship will be okay without us?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, we're not really moving or anything, so.
I'll say, yeah, seems like they did pretty good with skeletons, but you never know what's in there, so maybe we should just kind of go check real quick.
I will extend my hand and trace a sigil of warding in the air in front of me and cast Blade Ward. It's a cantrip until the end of my next turn. 1 action. I have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and to slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks. And I'm going to move towards Shizeno.
Okay, the skeleton's going to swipe at you with their sword as you move away.
That misses.
Shizeno, it is your turn. There's a skeleton next to you.
So I'll attack that one from knock him. Or is it already dead? No one else attacked that, right? Okay. Yeah.
I just know being near you is safer than not being near you.
Alright. Nagamaki. That's not great.
That does not hit.
Extra attack.
That hits? Yeah, when you slash at this thing, you chip out some of its bones.
Nice.
I I need like a magical weapon or something at some point. My damage is so bad.
If it makes sense, I probably would start to wonder if you guys are gone for a while and I don't see you and if I think this ship is going to be safe, I'll probably jump down. Just let me know when I make it to them.
Yeah, we'll say you actually, these are happening simultaneously, so you make it over to them now, and that'll be your surprise round, and then I'll pop you into the initiative order.
Well, howdy, y'all. How's it going here?
It could be better.
All right, well, hey, just tell me who I should start shooting, and I'll start shooting.
Shoot Todd.
The ghost that's behind me, smacking me in the back.
Who's Todd?
Ghost.
Who's Todd, though?
That guy.
I try to correct you all, but they both yell over me, and you don't hear me again.
I'll say, all right. I'm guessing the big guy over there is Todd. Y'all want me to pick off the little guys or go for the big guy? Oh,
I'm gonna say, shoot this zombie behind me. It's basically dead.
So I'm going to try and shoot the zombie that is near Arrow.
That hits.
Okay.
How do you want to kill this thing?
Shoot one of my bolts right through his nose socket. So he has like a little stick nose now.
Pinnochio.
Do my second attack, and I'm going to try and shoot the skelly next to me.
It just barely misses.
Okay, so I'm going to do my third one.
That hits. Yes, you managed to crack open some of their bones with this attack, so it seems like they're bloodied.
Okay, I'm going to try and hit it again. So this is my fourth time.
How do you want to kill this one?
So since I hit it with 2 bolts, can we say that I hit one eye socket with my first bolt and the second eye socket with my second bolt?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so when it falls down, it kind of breaks apart into little pieces. All right, it is Arrow's turn.
Sick. I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself. Aberrations, Celestials, Elementals, Fae, Fiends, and Undead have a disadvantage on attack rolls against me. And I'm also immune to being charmed, possessed, or frightened by them. And then I'm going to use my Action Surge to attack with my sword. And I'll use a bonus action to power it up one more time to the full capacity and use up my last charge. I'll swing at the Wraith.
That hits. So it seems like when you're cutting through this thing, your flames would normally do more damage. It seems like they're doing half as much damage.
And then I'm going to use my extra.
That hits. Yeah, same thing as before with the fire as you're cutting through this thing. The shadowy figure is going to try to attack you for a 17.
So 17, and my AC is 17.
So that goes to the defender.
Sick. Well, then it doesn't hit.
Oh, so Roxanne comes in and you see her look over the edge, and then she's seems surprised, and then you see her put her dagger at the end of her pole, and then she lifts it up and tries to attack the shadowy figure down there that's attacking Arrow. Oh no, nat 1.
Hits herself on the foot.
No, she's going to hit Arrow.
I'm already dying. I'm hanging on by a thread. I am bloodied.
She winces and says, oof. And then she reaches out her hand, and you see her spear fly back towards her hand.
And I go, hey, nice one.